class. So I decided to do my read aloud video today inside because yesterday I noticed there was a lot of chirping of little birdies outside. So that's why we're inside today. Maybe tomorrow there'll be less birds out, so I'll be able to go back outside again. Okay, so we're gonna finish our book today. You remember, what was our book called again? Oh yeah, it was called Food Around the World. So take a moment and pause and think about what we read yesterday, about all the different types of food we read yesterday. You're right, we did read a little bit about the different types of drinks that they would have in different parts of the country, around the world, I mean. We learned about the different types of sweets other nations eat. And we learned a little bit about holiday foods such as wedding and different festival foods. Today what we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at some fruits and veggies, and then we're going to be in some grains, and then we're going to be wrapping it up with what's so different and unique about different places around the world. So starting off with fantastic fruits. This is the world's smelliest fruit right here. It's called a durian. It grows in Malaysia. It's said to smell like rotting onions mixed with sweaty socks. Its soft flesh tastes like ripe banana though. The durian fruit smells so badly that it's actually been banned on trains in Singapore. So if you take a moment maybe to think, what does that mean, banned? I'm thinking it means, it's not allowed because it smells so bad. I'm also wondering, if it smells so bad, what does it taste like then? Because things that normally smell bad don't taste so good. Let's read to see what this fruit is right here. This yellow fruit is called Buddha's hand from India. It tastes actually like a lemon. The pretty pink fruit down here is a pitaya, or dragon fruit. It grows in Mexico and Central America. It tastes similar to watermelon. So right there we have a pitaya, or dragon fruit. Pitaya grows on spiky cactus plants. Ooh, that's very interesting. This reminds me of when I hear spiky cactus plants, that reminds me of where I used to live, Vegas. It also makes me wonder, I've never seen that. Makes me wonder where do these spiky cactus plants, where they grow, that have the pitaya. And then right over here, we have a lady. This lady is selling fruit in a market in Colombia. Her basket of tropical fruit includes pineapple and melon. People in Europe had never seen or tasted these fruits until they explored the Americas in 1492. Tropical fruits were once only enjoyed by people who lived in tropical places. Now they are shipped around the world. From my observation of seeing this lady with the fruit on her head, I'm making an inference that she's experienced with carrying fruit on her head. She's done this before. You can tell from her smile and how carefully that she's balancing this fruit. It's not falling over. If Ms. Martin were to try that, the fruit would totally fall over. I'm also wondering, when it says that they're shipped around the world, I'm wondering how exactly do they ship these tropical fruits around the world? All kinds of vegetables. So here we have this girl. It says seaweed is grown on ropes between sticks and underwater. This African teenager lives in Zanzibar in Tanzania. She is harvesting seaweed. It will be sold to China and Japan. There, it becomes eaten as a vegetable. This picture actually reminds me of when I go to the beach. Maybe if you've gone to the beach in Galveston, you'll see a lot of seaweed. And I've always just kind of brushed that seaweed off and like kind of thrown it away. versus she's actually selling the seaweed so then it can be used as a food. I'm wondering how exactly do they make the seaweed into a food? This person is cutting up nopals. They are the pads of a prickly pear cactus with the spikes removed. Nopals are popular in Mexico. The round vegetables below are the tips of fern plants. They are called fiddleheads. They are eaten in the United States. So you see right here, fiddleheads are harvested in the spring. Nopals are fried or used in salads. So that's a way that you can prepare them. I'm wondering, have you guys ever had the fiddleheads? I've never had a fiddlehead. So it's interesting that they say they're in the United States because I've never seen them before or tasted them. So this is probably a time where you can research where you could actually get these fiddleheads and maybe try it out for yourself. See what they taste like. In this Vietnamese market, you can buy different kinds of root vegetables. They sell taro, manioc, and sweet potatoes. In tropical places, people cook these vegetables like potatoes. They also grind them up to make flour. The largest root vegetables here are called manioc. Manioc is used to make tapioca. That's what the bubbles in bubble tea are made from. So if you see right here, in this picture, right here, this is where they have all the different types of root vegetables. So they said they had manioc and taro and sweet potatoes. This reminds me of, actually, when I would go to, you can maybe get it at Starbucks, but I went to a specific tea shop. They had taro milk tea, which was delicious. And I highly suggest, once again, trying out new foods and seeing what you like from a different country. It's always great to try something new, especially something that another culture really enjoys. Here we have yummy bread. Bread is eaten all around the world. There are lots of different kinds of breads. Across Asia and Africa, flatbreads are really popular. People bake flatbread on an open fire and sell them at roadside stalls. So here they have the flatbread. Flatbread are round and flat like pancakes. I've actually had this. I don't know if you've ever had it, but I've had flatbread on my Subway sandwiches. That's what it reminded me of. In Ethiopia, a flatbread called inharo is used instead of a plate. People rip off small pieces of the inharo to scoop up the food. So down here, the flatbread is almost used kind of like a chip. You know how with chips we normally scoop up a dip or scoop up some food? That's how the flatbread is used. Sometimes bread has its own story. These round loaves are called tokak. They are made in Kyrgyzstan in Asia. It is said that if you want good luck, you should bake 7 tokak loaves and give them to 7 different people. In Kyrgyzstan, you might be offered a piece of tokak with some plum jam. So down here, we have again, a food is representing good luck. If you remember from yesterday's reading, we had another food that was represented good luck. And I love how they give it to people. That's very generous of them to give it to people for that good luck. This Turkish boy is selling a delicious cement. It is a round loaf covered in crunchy sesame seeds. He carries the loaves on his head. Cement has been sold like this for many centuries in Turkey and Greece. This Turkish cement loaves are being sold fresh from the oven. I'm wondering right now, how many times has this boy done this? He seems so at ease and at peace. That's pretty crazy. Think about yourself. Have you ever carried something on top of your head? Especially something like this many loaves. This also reminds me of on the pages before, we saw a lady in Colombia, right here. She was carrying fruit on top of her head. I'm wondering, why do these people carry foods on top of their head instead of just carrying it in their hands? I'm also wondering, where are they selling these foods? And how can I get some? Let's go to street eating. Oh, maybe that's where they're selling them, in the streets. Let's see. Around Christmas time, German towns hold Christmas markets. Here, the street food includes hot sausages, potatoes, traditional gingerbread cookies. Remind you that Christmas is here. So here you can see this man is cooking different types of meat, hot spicy sausage, or traditional German street food. And then down here, sweet nuts and gingerbread are sold at German Christmas markets. Maybe that makes me make an inference that maybe that's why we have gingerbread houses. It's from the German people, from the Christmas markets. Then over here, we have, if you can see that picture, this woman is selling street food in Cambodia, a country in Southeast Asia. Her basket is filled with numkong. These are steamed banana leaf packages filled with rice dough and sweet coconut. She probably makes the food herself every day and sells it to make a living. The word num means cake in Khmer, a language spoken in Cambodia. So if we look closely, you can see that right here, you can see that it's not wrapped up in napkins or paper towels. Instead, it's wrapped up in a type of banana leaf. This makes me have an inference. I can infer that maybe these people, instead of using more and more plastics and paper, they find other ways of packaging. So she's packaging using a banana leaf. That's a recyclable material. And I think that's really cool. That is a renewable resource. You can always grow more bananas with seeds, or trees with the tree seeds. So these children over here are enjoying snow cones from a food truck in Los Angeles, USA. You can see that right there. Food trucks are vans fitted with kitchens so that food can be prepared on board. Food trucks park on streets, sell all kinds of food. That reminds me of in Austin. I remember they always had a food truck Friday. So on Fridays at the college I went to, there'd always be food trucks on campus. I'm wondering, have you guys ever had anything from a food truck? And then our last page, now this is the unique page. Oh my gosh, now that's different. This Sumatran boy is eating ants straight from a nest. They taste sweet like honey. Insects are cooked and eaten in many African and Asian countries. They are full of protein, which is important in a balanced diet. Ants can be fried, toasted, or even made into cakes. So you see right here, he's eating the ants. I want you guys to think about how different that is from the sources of protein that we have. The sources of protein that we normally have are, like hamburgers or hot dogs or sausage, versus our chicken, maybe some fried chicken strips from Chick-fil-A or Cane's, versus he's actually eating ants. And you can actually fry those ants. The crunchy looking food below is fried grasshoppers, sold in a Thai food market. You could also go to Cambodia to eat a fried tarantula spider. They taste nutty. Head to China to eat baby bees that taste like mushrooms. Maybe you'd rather go to Mexico to eat some fried agave worms. They taste like sunflower seeds. So here we have some pictures of the grasshoppers right here. And then down below, it tells us in this caption, it's a fried tarantula she's about to eat. And it says they're usually the size of your hand. Can you guys imagine eating that, a fried tarantula? I can't. I think I would get scared that it would just all of a sudden become alive. Okay, so that's the end of our story. And it does have at the end of our story a little glossary. I'd like you to take a moment and pause and think about, what is the glossary used for? Yep, it's used to show us different definitions of the words that were used within our text. So some of the words you can see right there, it tells about spices, symbol, tradition, what those words mean. Something else we have here, I'd like you to pause maybe, is we have some art activities you could do. Pause there so you can see, maybe I want to do one of these art activities. These are not required, they are optional. I think it would be something fun to do though. like to create a new dish using fruit and to draw a picture of it, that would be really cool. Or design your own business with food. So the activity that you're going to be doing today after I read aloud is you are going to be doing a Venn diagram. So that means you're going to be comparing and contrasting the food that you eat with the foods that were in our story, foods around the world. And in the middle, you put some foods that might have been the same. Please let me know if you have any questions on my office hours. I'd love to talk with y'all and see your faces. I miss y'all so much once again, but I really enjoyed talking with some of my students in today's office hours. Hope to hear from y'all soon, and try something new, please. Like, try some new foods out. This book really inspired me to look at some recipes and to start cooking some new foods. I'll actually be posting for you guys a short video on my YouTube of one of my housemates who made a whole meal out of some inspiration from India. Yeah, so hope to hear from y'all soon, and thank you for watching my read aloud. Bye.